I know in this world we go through a lot of pain and it's enough to drive us insane, but we have to remember to enjoy the small little moments of peace that we have, the small little moments of clarity that we have, even though it's a rarity. I know for a lot of us, clarity is a rarity, but the small moments of little type of peace that we do have, even if we're in hell. What I mean by that is if you're a creator, you're making something, you're writing your book, you're making your melody, you're singing your songs, you're writing your songs, you're making your video game, you're designing code for some type of system or whatever, and you feel free. It's like that flow state, you know. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but it's called the flow state, when you're just totally just in focus with what you're doing and you're creating. It's like when you're creating, so like when you're writing a book, like for those who write, I got some writers who follow me. um when you just write and you just get immersed in it, like you start to close your eyes and see the world you're creating as you're writing, and you're just in that flow state. Nothing can stop you. Even if you misspell the words, you just keep going, you just get the story down. That flow state, and it's very powerful once we all can achieve that. I just wonder if we would have just done this with the right people around us in life. And what I mean by the right people, I mean people that are doing exactly what you want in life, and you get to be under them. I think it's very important to have a successful mentor. In animes, how like in anime they have the sensei, right? So you have your sensei or whatever. I think having a sensei, like, who does what you who's doing exactly what you want to do in life, can be very beneficial, because I think to imitate success, it's best to be around it. Point blank, period. And they say your network of people is your net worth of people. And I truly believe that, because if everybody around you is a multi-millionaire, that increases your chances exponentially. Because they're going to tell you about certain business deals. They may tell you certain little trade secrets here and there if you're in the group, if you're in the inner circle. And you may learn different ways of, financial literacy. You know, I always wonder how those guys, when they do cryptocurrency, how they're able to earn millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they do the stock trading and all that. Like, that's something that I'm interested in, but it's like they never tell you exactly how, like exactly what they do. They sell you a course, and then like when you do the exact same thing, you may not have the exact same results, and it's like they're leaving some major details out, and that sucks, because in this technological world, man, there are multiple ways of earning money, but the problem is consistency. Like, you can sell a beat here, you can write a story here, but the problem is having a fan base that consistently buys it enough times that it makes you rich. And that comes with people actually knowing who you are, and people trusting you, and people actually giving a damn about you. You know, think about it. How many rappers you guys seen popped up out of nowhere, had one hit or whatever, and then disappeared, and people are like, what the heck? What happened to that person? It's not that the person sucks or anything, just because the industry probably had Diddy parties and all that, but on the outside looking in, people just automatically judge, oh, that guy didn't make it because of this, that, and the third. But in reality, he didn't make it because he didn't want to fucking, party with Diddy, you know? And think about how many industries that's probably integrated in that no one really knows about. This world has so many skeletons in this closet. This world has so much blood that's been spilled. If only the trees could speak and the skies could fall. You know, it's very interesting that we live in this world which is ruled by violence, is ruled by crime, is ruled by wickedness, is ruled by evil. And some people do the most sickest and disgusting things towards you, and yet nothing happens to them. And some of the most goodest people who don't bother nobody, who stay out the way, they're a target. It goes to show you, man, that we're dealing with a spiritual war. A war that's merciless, a war that's persistent, a war that's ruthless, a war that shows no fucking mercy and takes no prisoners, like one of those ancient pirate battles. I always thought, man, that this world has to be some type of testing ground, or some type of test, or some type of, it has to be something that some being is definitely watching and putting some people through more extremes than others. But I guess that's just the way it goes. You have to soldier it on. You have to find your path in this world. And it can be very difficult, especially when you got people who despise you. You see, it's one thing dealing with all their problems in life, but it's another thing when you have to deal with people that hate you, people you've never met before, people you've never spoke to before, and they absolutely hate you. And that's one of the things. I was talking to this one YouTuber, pretty big. Like, if I said the name, you guys would know who it is. I mean, he has over 100,000 subscribers, right? But I was talking to him. He was just telling me like, bro, like what you're facing is crazy. Like he said, like what I face is like his worst dream, you know. And he said he got money saved up and shit like that from his YouTube. He's been doing it for like what 7 years now. So, but he was just saying like, you know, the situation what happened to me is like, damn, that's so messed up, bro. Like, you know, and he's one of the ones that inspired me. Hey, bro, but don't stop. Just keep going, bro. Keep making your videos and doing your thing, man. Just, you know, just be more you know, just don't be just transparent. You know what I mean? You know, even though the transparency is what gave you the fan base, people mess with you, but still, just you know, keep doing your thing, man. Don't stop, man. He's like, why stop? He's like, bro, like there's something about you, so you got traction. Just keep going. You know, and I appreciated that from that person. That person's pretty. I like his videos, you know, and I watch his videos pretty regularly. You know, and this person has over 100,000 subscribers, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know people like that even watch my channel. You know, like frequently, you know, like throughout my channel, man, I've talked to people that are big or whatever. They always like hit me up and shit, but it's like for them to consistently watch though, you know, it's not just they check in and 3 months later to check that they watch almost every single video, you know, and that's crazy because it's like to the algorithm, I may not be getting pushed, you know, for whatever reason, but there's people that really vibe with me. I've got some of the most realest emails from people telling me that they listened to my video, they thought about committing seppuku, and they watched my videos and they didn't. When I hear shit like that, that gives me inspiration to keep going on. You know, sometimes I don't even feel like making videos and stuff like that, bro. Like I don't always be in the mood, but I just like, hey, there could be somebody that needs this video, so I got to get it done for them. You know, and then I just go. But one thing I really just dislike about this world as well is that there seems to be some preliminary. There's always structures where there's always something that's higher than you, but the thing that's higher than you or in a position of power than you, it doesn't seem concrete. It's not real. It seems like it's on weak ground. You know what I mean? Like we have the government system in place or whatever, but imagine if millions of people just stop paying their taxes. Imagine that all at once. Imagine if everybody got together. Imagine the military said we're not doing any type of orders we don't like, or the police said we're not enforcing this, that, and the third when they go and attack certain homeless people that are just trying to find a way on the streets. They're just trying to sleep somewhere, and they come and the police get rid of them, you know. And there's people just trying to find a place to sleep, you know. This is a cruel, sick world, man. It's sadistic and twisted, and it's always the goodest people that get attacked the worst. I've noticed, and some of the most evilest, vilest people get away scot free. It's the reason why these politicians are all snakes in sheep's clothing. They sell you a dream, they sell you a lie, and people will just believe it. There's a reason why you have the world the way it is. And there's a reason why there's always division. There's always a collision of division. There's always people fighting with each other. There's always people warring with each other. There's always people at each other's throats. I suggest we come together and start being peaceful, right? And I'm not on some happy dappy trappy shit, right? I'm just being real. It's like in the future, if the people don't start learning that this system that's being implemented and integrated to us, where they have the proliferation of artificial intelligence, if you don't see how that's going to turn into Terminator in real life, Skynet's already a real company. Google Skynet from Terminator. It's a real company right now that focuses on robotics and weapon systems. You think I'm joking? Google it. You know, Skynet. You know, real company, and it's crazy. You know, I think it's called predictive programming, where the elites put certain things they're going to do in the future or have done in the past. They put it in these movies and they do it secretly. And you got to kind of have that occult eye to see through and see the little secret and say, you know, there's been a lot of things tied with that. You know, there's been mass, you know, projectile events where it was predicted in a movie first. You know, there's been like Simpsons episodes that predicted futures and stuff like that. So it's really interesting, man. This world is an enigma, but I wonder if this enigma would ever be solved.